action!
My name is Paul Dano. I am in a film called There Will Be Blood. That's out in theaters right now.
I'm prepared to give you $3,700.
No. We have oil here. That's worth something.
What would you like, Eli?
My son is a healer and a vessel for the Holy Spirit. He has a church.
Oh.
You will be cast up and thrust back to perdition!
We build a pipeline, and we do a deal with Union Oil. Then we're making money. We're making the real money that we should be making.
There Will Be Blood is a film about a silver miner turned oil man. Turn of the century America. A man named Daniel Plainview comes to a small town in California to seek out oil. Greed and power and ambition and money sort of take him over, and the film is a bit of a character study following his descent. On his journey, he runs into a character named Eli Sunday, who is sort of a lunatic evangelist boy preacher who becomes his nemesis.
I will bless the well. Before you begin, you should introduce me. You'll see me walk up towards the oil well, and when I begin,
Derek.
you'll see me walk up, and then you could say my name.
When you walk up.
Yes, you'll see me walk up, and then you could say, the proud son of these hills who tended his father's flock. And then you could say my name.
That's fine.
And what happens then?
Well, then we start the drill.
Daniel Plainview kind of faces off a bit with this character, Eli Sunday. The main thing with the character is this sort of ego and this arrogance and this want for control and power. And I think Daniel Plainview has a certain amount of that, and for him, he gets that through oil, and for Eli, he can achieve that through religion.
Our oil sits right up on top of the ground.
I believe that's called seepage. Doesn't necessarily mean there's anything underneath.
What would you give us for it?
I don't know.
Something you don't know.
That's right. What would you like, Eli?
$10,000.
For what?
Daniel Plainview is somebody who you're attracted to while you're repulsed by him. And that's a tough thing to deal with as an audience member because you can't really take your eyes off him, but he's sort of despicable. The same goes for the Eli Sunday character, which is that, okay, is there sincerity to what he's saying about God, you know, and being a man of the cloth, or is he just sort of cunning and using that charisma to get somewhere else? Even if his religious curiosities were at first honest, I think at a certain point you want your congregation worshiping you. Eli is somebody who I had to learn to see through a different pair of eyes. He's a bit of an actor himself. I think he's invented this persona for himself, and I think he's not even sure what's real and what's not at a certain point. I think you lose touch with yourself, and I think that's what makes him so pathetic. There's not a lot of movies that get made like this anymore. Just getting the script in the mail was so exciting. And then, boy, getting to collaborate with Paul Thomas Anderson, he's really there for you. I was surprised at sort of how hands-off he was in a way. If you had the right instinct for something, he really trusted you and was there really to support you and believe in you and, you know, put you in an environment where you felt free to take risks. And I think he's a really risky and sort of ballsy filmmaker, and I think he wants that from his actors as well. I was really fortunate to have worked with Daniel Day-Lewis on this film called The Ballad of Jack and Rose before, because not only did we have a working relationship, I also knew him as a person. And having known him, I was certainly able to have a lot more fun working with him this time. When you're on set, it's really, I've never experienced this, and it's not like I've done a lot, but I really felt like I was looking at Daniel Plainview, this character, and not Daniel Day-Lewis.
You have abandoned your child!
I've abandoned my child.
I will never backslide.
I will never backslide.
I was lost, but now I am found.
I was lost, but now I'm found.
I have abandoned my child.
Abandoned my child.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my child!
I've abandoned my boy!
The way he works, it's not really blown out of proportion because he is certainly the most committed actor I've ever worked with, but I think a lot of people think it's sort of strange maybe or abnormal to be that committed to what you do, but I gotta say it makes perfect sense when you see it, and it seems like that's how it should be done, or there's really no other way to do it. After getting to slap Daniel Day-Lewis around, I just went and relished in that feeling for a little while. That felt pretty good. A film called Where the Wild Things Are that has not come out yet. It's a Spike Jonze film based on the Maurice Sendak children's book. Oh man, it's going to be really cool. I think Spike Jonze is the perfect guy to do it because he's got such a wild imagination. He's such a child in a great way. It's live action. There's these giant puppets or these suit performers in these huge suits playing the wild things, and it's really pretty amazing, and I'm so glad they didn't do it as a completely CGI'd thing because there's a magic to the tangibility of that creature in front of you, you know, and this kid there clearly interacting with these giant suit performers, and it's pretty amazing. You know, ultimately it'll just be my voice in the film, but we filmed the movie with actors just on digital to kind of flesh out the story and the characters, and then they're basing everything they did with the puppets off of that, which is a somewhat unique process as well. It's a great cast, and it is just a cool thing to be a part of. I remember vividly reading that book as a kid, and getting to work with Spike is, you know, it's pretty awesome. He's a good guy and talented filmmaker.
And cut. That's a wrap, everybody. Great job.